Hello and welcome everyone to Learn a Trade. My name is Kevin Tate. I would like to start off by sending a big shout out to the channel supporters. I would like to say thank you to you all. Thank you to the channel members. Thank you to the website training members of the training portal on the website. I thank you all for your support and your continued efforts to grow as a technician and build your business. For those who are viewers of the channel, I invite you all to take the opportunity to go ahead and join the channel and check out the perks that you will receive. Reach out to me on the community section of the channel, and I will get right back to you. And then also have access to videos before they go public on YouTube. So take that opportunity and support the channel, because even though you may not be aware, it really helps us as creators to be able to get this support from you. So again, I thank all the members that have supported and that continue to support on the channel and on the website. And I look forward to working with you more with some deeper content and some more helpful information and resources for you in the industry. So the video coming up next, I hope you enjoy it. If you do and you're not a member, feel free to send a super thanks down on the link on the bottom, or go ahead and join the channel and continue to support. So thank you very much. Enjoy this next video. Take care and stay well. On the trade, I'm at a site. They they have a leak. They have some type of a leak here, and it's leaking inside of the freezer door, just inside of the cooler door. I mean, but it seems like they're saying it may be coming from the wall. So I'm gonna go up here and see if I could take a look inside from the top down and see if there may be some syrup lines that might be leaking. So we'll see in a few minutes. Okay, I'm up in the ceiling right now. So see here, there's 4 syrup lines that are going down this wall. They're going down this wall right here. And it's possible that there may be a split in the line and one of these lines is leaking. It seems to be a syrup line that's leaking, so because it is pretty sticky there. So I'm gonna see if I can hook up CO2, and then I'm gonna see if I can get some pressure going, and maybe I'll be able to find the leak if it is one of these lines. More than likely it's one of these lines that's leaking. Okay, so right now I'm behind the machines. I'm behind the 4-barrel and the 2-barrel Slurpee machine here. It sounds like I can hear a CO2 leak from the back here. So I shut my CO2 line off. Shut it off for right now. This is the CO2 line. I got that shut off. I'm gonna take this back panel off and then see if I can locate where it was leaking from. Just trying to find any signs of leakage, and I could hear something back here once I turn the CO2 pressure back on. So we'll see. got that panel off, so now I'm gonna turn the CO2 back on. We'll take a look back here and see if we can see where to identify the leak. I think I see a little something right there. Give me a second. Okay, as you can see right here, I do have some liquid that's leaking. And let me try see if we can get a look. It's the active charge, which is up towards the front there. Let's see if I can point to it with my light. There you can see it. You can see it bubbling. See it bubbling out. So that active charge is leaking by, and it's probably been leaking like that for a while. Let's see if I can give you a better look at it. Can't really get a good shot of it from here. But you can see it dripping. Yeah, you could see it dripping out. And then you can see it right here. See the liquid? So I'm gonna have to replace the active charge, and then I'm gonna also have to see which of these expansion tanks is leaking. It was one of these expansion tanks, one of the 4 is leaking by on the CO2 side. It's probably a ruptured diaphragm in there, and then it's leaking by. So I'm gonna figure out which flavor is doing that, and then that way I can change the active charge, and then I will replace the expansion tank. So just give me a few minutes to get set up for that. Okay, so you can see right in here. Give me a second, let me adjust it. Right here is where the leak is coming from. You can see all of the liquid that's been running down. It's been running down and going down the back, and then running down on the floor, and then going through the floor wall onto the other side into the freezer compartment. So I replaced this whole active charge right here. This active charge could probably be cleaned up and used again, but it's better to just go ahead and replace the full active charge. So I'm gonna replace all of the CO2 lines inside here and the active charge. I'm gonna try to get some footage while I'm doing that, so just stand by for a minute, and then we'll see what we get. Okay, see right there, it's actually the Coke flavor that's leaking. It's actually the Coke flavor that's leaking. So it's on the other side. You can see how it sprays out. It's just spraying all over. So it's actually that Coke flavor that's leaking. What I did was I emptied all of the barrels. I emptied each barrel here, and then I went and I hit refill to see which one was leaking. These 3 here did not leak. This one right here actually leaked out. This is the Coke. So that's where the leak is coming from. I'm not sure how it got missed, but basically I'm gonna more than likely I'll end up replacing the expansion tanks and the active charge on this, and then cleaning up the inside as best I can. Right now I'm going to try to fill the blue raspberry a little bit, and see that's starting to fill, and there's nothing coming through on here. The only thing that comes through is the Coke. So the Coke is the one with the ruptured diaphragm. The Coke has the ruptured diaphragm, so that's the one that needs the new active charge. It needs the new bladder tank and a new active charge, because that active charge has apparently been leaking for some time. So I'm going to clean up what's inside there. I'm going to try and clean that up as best I can, and then I'm going to get that Coke active charge replaced. I'm going to get that Coke bladder replaced, the expansion tank, clean up inside here, and then replace the active charge. And then we'll see what we got. So there's a few more issues on here too. There's a few more issues on this unit. Excuse me, let me just show you. Let me empty out this tank real quick, and then we'll see. I believe there's one of the CO2. The CO2 is left on one of these. Here, let me just empty it out. That's that one there. There you go, that emptied out. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. So that's emptied out. As you can see right here, I have a inlet temp era.
You got two
right
of these,
there.
2 for $4.
Right here I got an inlet temp era. I'm gonna end up replacing the inlet temp for this barrel, and then I'm gonna end up replacing the bladder tank for the Coke. And this barrel right here, as you can see, it doesn't have an insert inside of the faceplate, so it's bouncing around. It's just bouncing around. That beater bar is bouncing around and making noise. You can hear it. See, that's because it doesn't have the insert inside there. See how each of these have an insert that keeps them spinning evenly without bouncing around. So that's why that is making that noise on that barrel. So I got a few things to repair here, and then I'll get back to you. Okay guys, this is my active charge valve. What I do is I connect my lines to the active charge valve first, and then I make them a little long. Okay, I make them long so that this will enable a technician to work on it while it's still connected. I try to make it where a technician will be able to pull it at least from like right about here, get it to right about here and work on the valve if they need to. So I try to put a little extension on those lines. You can see I make them a little long. Some people don't like to do that, but that's how I do it, and it usually works fine. This is the other line. This is the main inlet for the CO2. This is where my main CO2 is going to come in. This is the line for the two left side barrels. This is my line for the two right side barrels. Okay, so you got inlet, left two, right two barrels. And this valve right here is for you could test your pressure for the 30 pounds PSI. This should be 30 pounds PSI, so this is where you could check your pressures at, right on there. And then next what I will do is I'm gonna end up cutting these lines, these CO2 lines right here going to the expansion tanks. I'm gonna end up cutting right here, and then that way I can attach my new line. And then I'll be cutting back there also. I'm gonna cut over on the other side, and then I'll be able to run my new lines right to that fitting. Okay, so, and then after that I'm gonna clean out this bottom area because it's all wet. I'm gonna vacuum it out and then clean it out as best I can. Okay, you can see here I got the inlet, CO2 inlet line cut, and I have the line for the two left side barrels, got those cut too. Now I'm gonna cut this line for the right side barrels. And this is why you want to make sure that your CO2 is shut off. You want to make sure that your barrels are below the fill line, and then that way you can cut without having a big mess all over the place. This stuff here is basically from this valve leaking out all over for I don't know how long, but I'm gonna clean it up as best I can, and then they should be back in business. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut this line now and then get my new active charge put in. Okay, so I got the old expansion tank, the leaking expansion tank that was causing the leak. It's a ruptured tank. Just to show you, you should not get any liquid out of this end of the tank. And as you can see it dripping out of there. So that's showing that it is a ruptured tank. So that's replaced now. But I've noticed something else. There's many issues with this machine, so I'm just kind of going through to show you a few things. Let me grab my light. Give me a second. This is stuff that I feel was just neglected, but right here, this is the water pump in here, and see if I could point it out to you. Right under here you can see there's a water dripping right here, so that's another sign of a leak. And it could just be that fitting, but I'm gonna change that whole valve out because it looks like it's coming from up above and then leaking down along the fitting here. But I'm gonna change that whole pump out and then go from there. So I have my CO2 lines, they're all connected up. I got the new expansion tank in place, and I'm gonna get ready to replace this pump because that's leaking also. And then once I replace that pump, then I'll try something. I'll go ahead and start letting some product in, cleaning up around the area as best I can. This has been neglected for a while. You could see all of the syrup leakage from the back there. Whoever was servicing it, this is just stuff that they didn't want to do. So it gets neglected. Okay, for this water pump, this is the water pump that's leaking. It has a bracket on it, and there's two screws on the back plate right over here, right there, that these hook onto, and then you tighten them down. So I'm gonna get this out. It's not much room to work with, but I'm gonna disconnect these lines. I have the water shut off, so this is the water line coming in. This is the CO2 coming in. I'm gonna disconnect that, and then the water coming out is right over here, right here. So I'm gonna disconnect those and then get the new pump in. On this water pump, you want to make sure you have the direction going in the right way. So it shows you right there. It says up with the arrow, and you want that arrow pointing up when you place this back in on the bracket. Just like that. See the up arrow? So it's going to go back in facing that way. And right here is the new water pump that I'm going to install. As you can see, it has the inlet and outlet arrows on it. They're kind of like engraved in the plastic with the up and down arrows. So this one on the right will be the inlet side. The one on the left will be the outlet side. And this also had a cracked fitting on it on the outlet side. As you can see here, this is the outlet fitting, and it was cracked, so it was broken within inside of the tubing, and that was also adding to the leak. So that's going to get replaced too. So for a brief overview, I replaced the active charge valve. I replaced the tubing that attaches to the active charge. I replaced the bladder tank for the #1 barrel, which was Coca-Cola. And I replaced the water pump, which was leaking. Among some other things, I also replaced a inlet temp sensor, and there you go. You see the water pump is installed. It's secured. The machine is operational. All the barrels are freezing down. Well, barrels 3 and 4 are ready to go, but barrels 1 and 2 are just about to be ready to go. I cleaned up most of the spilled liquid. Gonna pull off this not working sign and put my side panels back on, and then we're all set. I thank you all for watching. I appreciate you. Take care and stay well.